dr3yah, the birthplace of the first Saudi state. In these settlements of the fertile Wadi Hanifa, a powerful movement took root and spread throughout Arabia. Today, this is a site of renewal and growth. But in 1818, the story begins just before 1720. Chieftain Saad ibn Muhammad and Sheikh Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab form a pact that changes the history of Arabia. dr3yah becomes the center of a powerful Unitarian reform movement, which quickly dominates the surrounding regions, including Makkah and Medina. This is a situation the ruling Turkish Ottomans cannot tolerate. Turkish Sultan Mahmud II calls upon the ruthless Pasha of Egypt, Muhammad Ali, to crush the reform movement. In early 1818, Ibrahim Pasha, son of Muhammad Ali, sets out from Egypt with a large Ottoman army. Fierce fighting greets them along the way. Druma is the last pocket of resistance. After a brutal battle, it falls. Ibrahim Pasha marches north towards the narrow Druma Pass on the way to dr3yah. His force of 4,500 men, 6,000 baggage camels, and heavy artillery struggles through the difficult terrain. Imam Abdullah ibn Saud, the leader of the reformers, has a plan. He has fortified dr3yah against what he expects will be an exhausted and demoralized invader. dr3yah is a collection of settlements within a long, narrow wadi. With 15 kilometers of walls and towers, it can't be attacked in the conventional way, and it's too large to surround and cut off from supplies. But despite Imam Abdullah's massive fortification program, there are gaps. Where tributaries enter the wadi, the walls cannot cross. Towers overlook the openings, but the settlements nearby are vulnerable. In late spring, the invaders station themselves to the north. Ferocious fighting begins. Eventually, Ibrahim Pasha manages to breach the northern walls with cannon fire, and the attackers flood in, forcing Abdullah's troops into new defensive positions. From walled forts, such as Gasiba, the greatly outnumbered defenders fight the invaders to a standstill. Eyewitness and historian Ibn Bishr wrote that the cannon fire was falling like rain. The stalemate lasts through the end of a wet spring into a blistering summer. The sick and miserable Ottomans are forced to fight off constant harassment. And in mid-June, in their camp on this plain, a spark ignites their ammunition dump. Half the army's supplies and most of its ammunition go up in smoke. Imam Abdullah uses the opportunity to attack with 1,500 men. The Ottomans, though weakened, repulse the attack. The long impasse continues until Ibrahim Pasha's army is reinforced. Then, for the first time, he attacks the towns that have been supplying dr3yah. The defenders are now cut off. On August 15th, Ibrahim Pasha marches down the Wadi in a new offensive. One by one, he captures the forts and towns. Under cover of night, the Ottomans managed to take control of the most important fort, Gasiba, with its commanding view of the Wadi. From Turayf, their final stronghold, the 2,000 remaining defenders battled courageously against an army of 7,000. After 3 days, Imam Abdullah decides to stop the bloodshed and destruction. For his people and his country, he gives himself up to Ibrahim Pasha. Within a year, Imam Abdullah would be executed and his family dispersed. The capital of the first Saudi state would be demolished, its palm groves hacked down, its wells filled. But the ideals it stood for could not be extinguished. The ruins of dr3yah speak to us of our grandfathers' bravery. Not far from where they fought, a new Saudi state would rise again soon in Riyadh.